Bonjour everyone, Toon Fan 91 here, aka Gavin Varner, and if you're seeing this, then that means we beat the game! Woo! Yeah, last part, we actually finished off the game. We beat the entire story. But of course, that is not where the road ends. This is the bonus part! As I promised, and today we're going to be going over where you can find all 26 minimoy ruins, as well as try to find the free that we glossed over somehow in this series. I don't know how we did it, but we glossed over them. But anyway, it's time to jump back in for this whole Jump Cuddy episode and get back into the world of the minimoys for one final part. Here we go. Here, of course, is where you get the first minimoy ruin. Of course, there isn't a cutscene right now, but of course, when you start the game, there's a cutscene that plays, and this is the letter T. So, of course, it stands for treasure, but we'll check out those cutscenes afterwards. So yeah, here's where you get the first minimoy ruin. Alright, here's where you can get your second minimoy ruin, and this is one of the minimoy ruins that requires you to get the momos in a certain area to unlock. So yes, this is minimoy ruin number 2 here in the start of the henchman attack of the henchmen. So yeah, here's minimoy ruin number 2. Here's minimoy ruin number 4. Right here near the Sayflower near the Momo farm. There are a lot of minimoy ruins that we won't be able to unlock until later, after we deal with the first monster henchman of the game. So yeah, here's minimoy ruin number 4. Here is minimoy ruin number 6, because number 5 is right behind the castle, though we couldn't, in the palace, though we couldn't initially get to it due to the totem pole pieces being blocked off because of the story. But now we can go behind the palace to get that 5th minimoy ruin. So be right back. And here is minimoy ruin number 5, right behind the palace here. And this is where you can free a flock of momos, which you can get access to another part of the village from earlier. So yeah, that's minimoy ruin number 5. Alright, here in chapter 4, around late chapter 4, is where you can get your next minimoy ruin. Go through this maze. Think this is the right way? Oh no, it is not. And the webs respawn. Lovely. Don't know if I ever got that explanation during the Let's Play. I'd have to rewatch the footage. But in case you don't know, I'm pretty sure there is minimoy ruin right up there. Yep, here is, I believe, the 7th minimoy ruin. I'd have to go back and check my footage because this is being recorded on a new day. But yep, it's minimoy ruin number 7. And here is your 8th minimoy ruin. If you come down this little way here, this is actually the first instance where you can use your ruin detector. But yeah, minimoy ruin number 8. Well, by the way, that one over there you also need to get almost to get. Here in chapter 5 is where we can find our 9th minimoy ruin. You get this after freeing some more momos in a later part. If you've watched this Let's Play, then you might know which part. So yeah, number 9. Here is the 10th minimoy ruin at the start of chapter 5. Chapter 6 of Arthur and the Invisibles. You'll have to free more momos later on to activate this one, but yeah. And I'm pretty sure not too far from here is your 6th ruin. 11th. But yeah. There's ruin number 10. And here is the 11th minimoy ruin. You get this once you have entered the station, and you can go ahead and right there. Yeah, minimoy room 11. Oh my gosh, here's one I completely skipped past. I don't know how. I need to use my room detector more if I ever revisit this game. But yeah, here is the 12th minimoy ruin. Here, after you take care of the wall in your second little mosquito fight in chapter 6. And here in chapter 7 or 8, after the river, is minimoy ruin number 13, right here. See, it looks like a ladybug. There you go. And it's in this part of the gallows, at least here, after you conquered the rushing river and saved Selenia and Betamesh. You can go back and watch my Let's Play if you need to follow along some. But yeah, there's minimoy ruin 13. And of course, outside here with this Z-leaf is ruin number 14. So yeah, everything's coming together mighty well here. So yeah, if you pay attention with the minimoy ruin detector, unlike me, you will have had 14 of the 26 ruins collected. And here is minimoy ruin 15 in this part of Lost in the Seventh Lands. As you can see, you unlock this after you free more momos later on. That's actually one of the more tedious minimoy ruins to unlock, I believe. But yeah, by this point, if you had unlocked and gotten that one, that should be route 15 out of 26. Alrighty, and after the part with the flying henchman in ambush, then you can come over here, do this little climbing section, and here you have your 16th minimoy ruin. So be sure you're keeping track. Because if you do this right, and if you're waiting to get the minimoy runes, after you've beaten the game and unlocked all the Momo spots, that will be 16 out of 26. So we only got 10 left to get. Alright, now, here's minimoy rune 17. You need to get 3 more momos. I don't know why I keep calling the momos minimoy. I'm sorry. 3 more momos in a later part to unlock this area and get this 17th rune. If you got that, then you should have 17 out of the 26. 9 more to go. And here is the 18th minimoy rune. After that little henchman ambush near where the beta mole flew to. So yeah. Number 18, and I'm pretty sure there's also a 17th, 19th. We passed the 17th already. That is a steep drop. You want to be careful. Oh, look at these guys. There might be another ruin somewhere, but I don't know.
There are no more momos here, Betamash. Not a single one. You can put your detector away.
But yeah, 18 runes down. Here is the 19th minimoy rune. Here, after here when you're starting to build the 2 bridges. So yeah, if you're wondering how to get up here, you just have to pass the garden of spiky rocks and spiky stones with the Mogoth, and then climb up that little way and then go into here. I'm pretty sure this also requires you to get some momos. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I recorded that part, but yeah. There's the 19th rune out of 26. Alright, and here at the second piece of wood is what might be your 20th rune. So yeah, we are getting down to the wire. What? We got 20 out of the 26. 6 more to find. And here is minimoy rune number 21. After you have dealt with the henchman in the Stunning Rabbits bar and gotten to this point. I'm pretty sure this also requires some momos, some free to get, but yep, there is your 21st minimoy rune. We don't got a lot left, only 5 to go. Woo! Alright, for your 22nd minimoy rune, after you free some more momos later on, you will come to here after you do the swing, and here you will get it. Yeah, 22 out of 26. It should be your total when you get to this point. Alright, for this next one, you'll have to be quick, because you're going to be on a slide. Make sure your aim is perfect, and here you go. Rune 23 out of 26 in total. We are really nearing the bottom of the barrel. Alright, we're getting down to the bottom of the wire. Here is the 24th, I think, minimoy rune, or 23rd. I'm losing track. But yeah, you get to here after clearing the brambles from that way and unlocking. And pushing that big rusted steel down. So, yeah. this should be your 22nd or 23rd. 23rd out of 26 runes. Alright, for the second to last minimoy ruin, you just gotta climb down these rails here after you get to the doll face wall. And here, minimoy ruin number 24 out of 26. Still don't know where that 26th one is though. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to that. Alright, here is the final minimoy ruin you can reach in the game. This one right here, after you go down that slide up there. After you reach this point in Necropolis. So yeah, now I just need to find where that 26th one is. I feel a little mad right now because I never noticed this until I saw a comment from a video by the Casual Prince, who is an Arthur and the Invisibles YouTuber. And it was very helpful because look, right here. Also, look kind of familiar? That's the same sort of symbol as on the rune detector. But yeah, that is the 26th total rune. And if you kept track during the Let's Play and during all of this bonus part, then that marks 26 of 26 minimoy ruins total. From chapter 1 all the way up to chapter 11, I think? I don't remember. I'm ready to end this Let's Play, in case you can't tell. But, yeah. Let's just use the save flower one last time. And I think I'll do it as Arthur. Just to bring this full circle. And there you have it. 26 of 26 runes. 702 of 702 momols. 100%.
Already? Oh.
And now, let's check out them extras. I don't know why this says I haven't never seen these every time. Anywho, minimoy runes. First off, Arthur.
Arthur. Young Arthur is a little boy not quite like any other. He is on a fabulous adventure in the wonderful world of the minimoys. Transported into this extraordinary world, where the inhabitants are no more than 2 millimeters tall, Arthur sets off to look for his grandfather and a legendary treasure.
Name, Arthur Bytentol. Age 10 years old. Oh, minimoy age? Oh, I didn't get to read that. Oh well. B.
Bedimesh. Bedimesh is the son of the minimoy king, and consequently, Princess Selenia's little brother. Being absent-minded by nature, he is often the butt of his sister's jokes. Selenia never misses an opportunity to make fun of him. But although he always seems to be lagging behind, he is a valuable traveling companion. Thanks especially to his extraordinary magic multifunction knife, with which he once even managed to open a bottle of slug milk. Good old Bedimesh.
Alright. Betamesh. Age 347 years old in terms of minimoy years. Specific traits: energetic, cheerful, and likes to tease. C. Ooh.
Necropolis, a most dangerous city. In its market set up on the main street, the shrewdest merchants of the Seven Lands consort with the henchmen troops. Don't venture there without a weapon. Necropolis is most importantly the infamous palace of M the Cursed. Protected by henchmen, the monumental facade of the palace conceals within dark hallways where the Emperor of Evil lurks, the one whose name must never be spoken.
Necropolis. Location under the house. Minimoy population. 100,000 slaves. Henchman population. 1 million. That explains a lot. Anyways, D.
Darkos, Prince of Shadows, son of M the Cursed, and Commander-in-Chief of the Necropolis troops. Although Darkos looks like a henchman, his build is much more imposing, and his armor is stronger. Better armed than a mercenary, and much more dangerous than a horde of scorpions. Darkos collects all the weapons of the Seven Lands. He has all the faults imaginable, including one in particular, which sums up all the others. He is merciless.
Sorry about that. I had to take care of something. E.
The henchmen. The warrior henchmen are like strange insects, a sort of crossbreeding, the origin of which no one wants to know. Their armor is made of the hulls of decaying fruit, and they have all manner of weapons, primarily swords. Legend has it that one day, one of them was starving after 13 days of marching, and managed to survive by eating part of his armor, and by biting his nails to the quick. Henchmen are the toughest creatures ever to walk the earth.
And also the dumbest. Oh my gosh, one of them has a skull on their spear. Yeah, but that's the German name for them. The cities. Henchmen. Rarely over 3,000 years old. Specific traits. Ruthless and arrogant. F.
Betamesh's knife. Betamesh's knife is quite extraordinary. It has more than 300 different accessories, each more incredible than the next. See for yourself. Rotating saw, multi-headed pliers, music box, waffle iron, seed opener, 8 perfume injector, surface vanilla, and even a fan. But wait, that's not all. The knife also has all the classic features. A machete, fix-a-mats, little whistlers, hole pluggers, and a welding novelist. Not to mention the pamphlet and the acorn driver.
Are you almost done?
Wait, Princess, we haven't mentioned the white grape dealer. No, the Parabicus, the 12-shot Snifflin, and the hammer,
You're worse than Betamash.
and the comb. It's also a really cool comb, this knife.
Thank you, Selenia. Multifunction pocket knife. Value sentimental. Designed by Nero and Archibald. Description: over 300 functions. There's some more for you. G.
The Stunning Rapids Bar. Welcome to the Stunning Rapids Bar, the most fashionable spot in the Seven Lands, the ideal place to party and dance to the hot rhythms of Easy Low, the star of all the DJs in the kingdom. Incredible! The dance floor is actually a vinyl record album on an old record player that serves as bar and dance platform. The warm light of the candles create a romantic atmosphere to the delight of patrons looking for a great place to meet people. The Stunning Rapids Bar welcomes patrons into its cozy ambience every night of the week, even on Sundays.
Location all the way at the back of the attic. Popular 500 rupees. Depends on the patrols. Trendy bar. H.
Archibald. Archibald is Arthur's grandfather. A cultured man and a world traveler. He has befriended the Bobo Matasalai warriors in Africa. These men, extraordinary not only because of their giant stature, but also because of their kind hearts, gave Archibald a treasure of precious stones as a token of their friendship. By chance or misfortune, Archibald lost this treasure. To find it again, he went back to the world of the minimoys, using the science of image and light. He traveled the length and breadth of the Seven Lands to the heart of Necropolis. Unfortunately, no one has ever returned from the Kingdom of Shadows, and Archibald hasn't been heard from since.
This footage of Archibald is actually from near the end of the movie when he and Arthur turned back to humans. Finally let you know. Age 60 years old. 6,087. Specific traits. Wise and knowledgeable with a big heart. I.
The King. Emperor Sifrat the Matrodoi, 15th of that name and ruler of the First Lands, is the king of the minimoys. He has two children, Princess Selinia and Prince Betamesh. No doubt about it, the king is very old, but no one knows exactly how old he is. Kind and generous, his thoughts are always first and foremost for his fellow citizens. One last thing. The king is said to be a big man, and that is truly because of his big heart. Because as far as height goes, everyone knows that he's sitting on a Mogoth.
Ain't that the truth? Age 5,929 years old. Specific traits. A great leader. J.
Jackfire. Go have a drink at the Stunning Rapids Bar. Order a glass of Jackfire. The Rasta mosquito will dip its four-pronged proboscis into your glass and blow a green liquid into it, which, under pressure, foams up, smokes, and finally bursts into flames. You, in turn, blow on it to put the flames out, and you drink down the liquid in one shot. No doubt about it. Your thirst will be quenched.
Owner Jack. It's his specialty. Price 1 dragonfly per crabs. Origin Jack's saliva. K.
The Chrominos. Not too smart and very timid, the Chrominos is a rather chubby and funny-looking creature. The Chrominos would be of no interest to anyone if it weren't for one astonishing characteristic. It inflates when it has eaten its fill, and its legs then no longer touch the ground. As a result, it can no longer move, and you can then do whatever you want with it. You can push it or pull it, you can even stack them on top of each other. It has been said that the architect who designed the Palace of End the Cursed used a scaffold made out of 200 Chrominos. This record remains the stuff of legends.
Look at those goofy things. Age up to 2,500 years old. Weight varies. Specific traits. Inflates when it has eaten its fill. L.
The Kula Masai. The Kula Masai is the minimoy version of Bob Marley. He will do anything to help the minimoys because he hates the henchmen who, contrary to the Kula Masai, are not really cool. Although his behavior may sometimes seem a bit odd, it's best to accept the Kula Masai as he is. A big talker, but always warm and friendly.
Age. They live a long time because they don't worry about a thing. Specific traits. Cool from head to toe. Not a very flattering image, I must say. Oof. M. Malphasar.
M the Cursed, Prince of Shadows and Black Lord of Darkness. the one whose name must never be spoken, without fear of having the worst calamity befall you. His devastating strength is only equaled by his destructive power, and his cursed heart blackens, by sheer volition, all life that comes near him. M the Cursed, Dark Conqueror King, but also a tragic creature, whose face it is said is half-eaten away, and whose whole body is covered in horrible scabs, clustered around oozing sores. His eyes hold the sadness of animals on the brink of extinction, and the hatred of fallen princes. But nobody really knows what M the Cursed looks like, because no one has ever returned from Necropolis to tell the tale. You better hope that you never have to face M the Cursed.
We rarely see him the Curse at all in this game. We only see one small glimpse of him at the end, even though we do see him near the climax of the movie. Sworn enemy of the minimoys. Age, weight, and size are all unknown. N.
Mino. Mino is the son of Miro, who is in charge of all the mirror devices of the minimoy people. Captured in a trap set by Darkos, Mino became M the Cursed slave. Like his father, Mino has a great sense of duty, and it is this inner strength that has helped him survive his ordeal in the heart of Necropolis. For his part, Miro was devastated by the disappearance of his son, but every day he nurtures the hope of seeing him again.
And thankfully, from what I remember in the movie, Arthur does send Mino back home. Only 790 years old. Traits: nearsighted, shy, and cute. Oh, the Mogoth.
The Mogoths.
Oh.
The huge, stocky Mogoths could crush any insect with their big fists. But Mogoths don't have a wicked bone in their body. They are ever so gentle creatures. This is why the king rides a Mogoth everywhere. Sitting atop the animal's back, His Majesty will go anywhere he pleases without getting tired. And he also towers above his subjects. What better way to establish one's authority? Mogoths are also very playful. Everyone knows their favorite game, stacking. The record in stacking is held by the Royal Mogoth, which kept balanced on its back. Are you ready for this? 13 minimoys stacked on top of each other. This passion for stacking could be very useful to our three adventurers if they ever wanted to reach something that wasn't high up. Anyway, I'm not here to dole out advice. The adventurers can do as they please.
Thanks, narrator. Age: 5,784 years old. Wow. They love momos. Huh. Never knew that. P.
The Magic Sword. In the middle of the Minimoy village square, embedded in the sacred stone, is the Magic Sword. Made of the best, most finely chiseled steel, engraved with 1,000 emblems, it is the sword of power. But the Minimoy ancestors buried it in the stone, so that future generations would resolve their problems by peaceful means. The ancients wrote, "If one day our lands are threatened by an invader, then and only then a pure heart, motivated by the spirit of justice, will remove the sword of 1,000 powers and lead a just battle."
And of course, as we've seen in the movie and in this game, owner, the Minimoy people, Selene. Value, priceless. Origin, the ancient Minimoys. Description, razor sharp. As I was saying, as we saw in the movie and in this game, Arthur is that pure heart who pulls out the sword. Anyways, cue. As in cue up the next video. I'll shut up.
The mosquitoes. Trained and equipped for war, these beasts are the mounts of the henchmen. Both swift and dangerous, they were lobotomized at birth to make them more docile to handle. From the point of view of the henchmen, the mosquitoes only have one flaw. They love mulmulls, which are by far their favorite meal. They can become completely uncontrollable when they see a mulmull. For that matter, it has been said that one day a mosquito dove into the Devil's Falls, the biggest waterfalls in the Seven Lands, because it thought it had seen a Momo. The silly creature had of course been blinded by its own foolishness, and drowned.
How do you lobotomize a mosquito? Barely over 100 years old, a quarter of an inch long, short-tempered and dumb. Yeah. How do you lobotomize mosquitoes? I'm sure any Arthur fans can tell me in the comments. Anyways,
The Monster Henchman. Gigantic and extremely dangerous, the Monster Henchmen are formidable adversaries, whose strength is only equaled by their stupidity. Like the ordinary henchmen, their armor is made of the hulls of decaying fruit and covered with spines as hard as steel. Their long legs make them incredibly fast runners. Some people say they have seen monster henchmen run for 7 days and 7 nights without stopping, or eating, or drinking. Without question, they are the champions of endurance and brute force.
except for when 3 little minimoys managed to take one out. Age, weight, size unknown, specific traits, they are the worst henchmen of all. Ain't it the trope? S for Selenia.
Selenia, daughter of King Sifrat de Matradoi, minimoy princess. She is the apple of her father's eye. She is undeniably beautiful, and her charm graciously overcomes her bearing as a warrior. She is fearless, proud, and headstrong. Arthur fell madly in love with her even before he met her in person. Behind her somewhat haughty attitude, Selenia hides a generous nature, and it would seem that she is secretly in love with Arthur.
What'd you say?
Nothing, Princess Selenia. I was just saying that Arthur...
Arthur? There's nothing to say about Arthur. Nothing. So be quiet.
Absolutely, Princess. Not another word.
Yeah, she's in love with him. I mean, if you've seen the end of the movie, you know. Age, almost 1,000 years old. Specific traits, feisty, proud, and regal. T.
The treasure. As a token of gratitude for his honesty and his noble-mindedness, the Bodomatasali warriors offered Archibald, Arthur's grandfather, a collection of rubies, each bigger and more flawless than the next. Unfortunately, this treasure was lost, and no one has ever been able to find it. Although Arthur secretly set out to find his grandfather, he would also like to find the treasure, which would allow his grandparents to keep their house. But who knows if this treasure is not gone forever, or if it's nothing more than a legend.
And of course, as we've seen in the final part of this Let's Play, it does exist. Owner, Archibald, but stolen by Malthazar. Value, $1 billion? Judas Priest. You could buy a lot of Lego sets for that money. You...
The Molmols. Molmols are graceful little creatures that look like fluffy white dandelion puffs that you blow on in the fields. They make this adorable little love call because, as everyone knows, Molmols love each other very much. Everything would be for the best in the best of Molmol worlds if they weren't by far the most favorite meal of the mosquitoes. And this is surely why the appalling Molmol trafficking was set up to the benefit of the henchman army. The Molmols are hunted down, captured, locked up in horrible cages, and brought to Necropolis. Nobody knows what then becomes of them. If you encounter any Molmols that have been locked up in henchman cages, don't hesitate. Free them.
I have 702. Ugh. Age varies according to how happy they are. Specific traits, Hopeless romantics. Something I wish we could actually... Actually, we do see that in the movie. Never mind. V.
The minimoy village. Standing in the middle of the first lands, right behind Arthur's grandmother's house. The minimoy village was built by Selenia and Betamesh's direct ancestors. Until the arrival of Am the Cursed and his army of henchmen, the village lived in peace and paid tribute to the spirit that the ancestors had hoped for. Although the location is often kept secret, we know today that there are other minimoy villages throughout the world. There might even be one in your garden. You never know.
Location under the big tree in the yard. Minimoy population hasn't been counted. Henchman population, none. Description, a big underground dome. W. Almost done with this, folks.
Easy, though. Don't bother looking. You won't find anybody more famous in the Seven Lands than Easy, though. The DJ of the stars and the star DJ. A fan of reggae and other music, there's no one like Easy Low to make the Stunning Rapids Bar the place to be. It's no wonder most of the residents of the area come to the Stunning Rapids Bar to hear him and to dance till dawn. Easy Low is the best.
I don't know if we saw him in the movie. 1,651 years old. Traits, he's got the groove, baby. Blast free. X.
Max is the owner of the Stunning Rapids Bar. A bit of a rogue and quite a wheeler and dealer. Rumor has it that he's involved in the production of candy fruit root, which the henchman army can't do without, and that is why Darkos doesn't close down his bar. With his big toothy grin, too big and toothy to be sincere, Max is what is also called a ladies' man. He says so himself. Right now, by my usual standards, it's quiet. I only have 5 women.
Age 1,802 years old. Specific traits. He's a charmer and a smooth talker. Last 2. Why?
The Minimoys. With their pointed ears, their eyes as round as marbles, and freckles all over their faces, we can say without a doubt that the Minimoys are cute. Even adorable. They are only a fraction of an inch tall, and they live in peace in their village, surrounded by other Minimoys, all as small as the next. As legend has it, Minimoys are the exact opposite of the Bogomatassalai, who are the tallest beings ever to walk the earth, all of them being more than 7 feet tall.
I hope they've been safe. Because after that one part in chapter 4, we never... Well, sometimes up to 10,000 years old. Specific traits. They live in harmony with nature. Last one. Z.
The Zelift. Known to the adventurers who travel the Seven Lands, Zelifts are a kind of voracious, immobile slug that are always stuck vertically. For a reason that is not known to the Minimoys, Zelifts always hang upside down. They feed mostly on the ticks and fleas that plague the Chrominos. To eat these ticks and fleas, a Zelift must swallow the Chrominos whole without chewing it. Once ingested, the Chrominos passes through the Zelift's extremely fast digestive system and has all its ticks and fleas suctioned off it as it passes through. The Chrominos is then ejected intact by the final portion of the Zelift's digestive tract. That is, for those of you who have been paying attention from the top. Nature is indeed wonderful. Zeliefs, without knowing it, are basically Chrominos elevators.
And patch me elevators. Not to mention... a little nasty. Like, tens of thousands of years old. Specific traits. They feed on ticks and fleas. Well, the audio cut out when I recorded the end of the minimoy ruin section. That's just lovely. Well, guess I am re-recording this, so let's read the letter. Arthur, if you're reading this message, my wishes have been granted. It means that you have managed to find all the minimoy rooms, that you have faced 1,000 perils, and most of all, that you have overcome your fears in order to follow your heart. If by some unfortunate circumstance we were to never see each other again, I want you to go to Africa and tell the Mata Asalai how grateful I am for all the help they have offered me. Also, go see their witch doctor, Kawazi. He'll tell you all the stories that I never had the chance to tell you. And make sure you thank the minimoy people for all their kindness and love of life. And finally, one last thing. Whatever happens to you in your life, Arthur, never give up. Be yourself and always be confident. Love, your grandfather, Archibald. That's all of the letters. Now, let's watch these videos. It's so nice getting to see concept art for stuff like this, because this movie was in development for 3 years, meaning it started production in 2003. And considering the film came out in 2006 along with this game, that is a long time ago. It's surprising they were able to keep the movie's development a secret for that long. Well, then again, the internet really wasn't as big as it is right now. Gosh, the patch me looked creepy in that concept art. I think this was meant to be one big interconnected video. Oh. The flying henchman looked so weird. Until they landed on art where they just look like henchmen but a little bit modified. Surprisingly, we didn't get any info on the flying henchman in the minimoy card. It's very weird. Oh, that monster henchman. It looks like an ogre. Oh! Oh, donkey. That looks like an ogre. I'm sorry for that Shrek impersonation. I think this one comes next. Yeah, because the music is the same. Don't know why it's the last of this list. The safe flower looks so different in the beta. I honestly want to check out the PC version of this game now out of curiosity. See if there's controller support. And finally, machines and mechanisms. Since we've seen creatures in the last part. Well, it only felt fitting to play it here since it's supposed to go before machines and mechanisms. honestly, I had a good time overall playing this game, even though there was some challenges near the end, especially when recording this part. And let's end off with the game trailer. So, this was the longest Let's Play of this whole channel. No contest. I did not intend to procrastinate on getting this game done for years. Life just got in the way. I really wanted to get this done, but between schoolwork, life, and such, it just sort of dragged. I'm sorry if some parts were very inconsistent, but I cannot really control that very well. But I'm glad overall that you guys have all stood by, watched, and enjoyed the series. And again, like I said in the last part, I might consider doing another personal Let's Play in the future. Only time will tell on that. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, thank you all so much for supporting this series. I appreciate it. There will definitely be more Toons Let's Plays in the future. And I think I can kind of confirm what the next one is. I am working on thumbnail art for it, but of course, I'm going to have to push that aside to make a special bit of thumbnail art for the final chapter. Well, for the final video of the proper series. Sorry if this wasn't as specific. Oh, that shot of darkness was menacing. Again, sorry if this video isn't very specific on locations and such. I mean, if you want that, you can go back through my Let's Play series and you could definitely look from there. You could definitely get little hits and tidbits. There are some runes I'm surprised I didn't end up actually getting in this main series. I thought I had gotten them. But nobody's perfect. We never end up fighting a monster henchman in Necropolis. Nor do we ever end up fighting a flying henchman in the Minimoy village. Independence Production. So that's what they're called. But anyways, yeah, that does it. We are finally done with Arthur and the Invisibles. Thank you all so much for watching to the very end. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like. Comment down below what was your favorite part of the series. And comment down below if this helps you at all. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you know when I upload new videos. Don't forget to share the video around with people you know so you can get the channel growing. Don't forget to follow me on DeviantArt, Twitter, Instagram, Itaku, Tumblr, and Blue Sky. And don't forget to check with the community tab for polls and such. And until next time, I am so glad to have this series done. More videos will hopefully be coming this year. I'm hoping to get pumping with videos this year. Especially now that I don't have to worry about making this Let's Play series anymore. I am so glad I have the game beaten. And I'm so glad that you all have stuck by for this series. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for sticking by. And I will see you all in the next video. So long!